With the sun shining a lot more and with all of us being at home at the moment, this is the perfect time to prepare your car so it will turn heads and you'll be the envy of all your friends. I'm going to show you what products I use, how I clean, dry and polish my car, and how I get that glossy slick wet look we all love. Hello everyone, it's Dave here and welcome back to another video. Over the years I've used many different products to detail my car, as I'm sure many of you have as well, spending possibly hundreds of pounds. Well, let me stop you now by buying any more unwanted products that simply don't work. Recently I've been complimented on how good the paintwork looks on my car, so I thought I would show you what I have found to be the best products for me and how I use them. So once or twice a year I do a full detail and clean of the car, and that includes claying, and every couple of weeks it's just a case of keeping on top of it with a basic wash, which also doesn't take me nearly as long as a full detail. I don't always wax and polish the car, but if it needs it, then I will do it. That way it keeps the bodywork looking slick and having the wet look that we all love. I'll put a link in the description to everything I use today, which is in my kit list, and also I will add direct links to Amazon if you wish to purchase any. So the first thing I always do is wash my wheels, as I want to get all the brake dust and grime off the wheels. It does take some time to get off using the specialised products that I use, but definitely it's worth the time. As you can see, the wheels are highly soiled with brake dust and just general dirt and grime from driving around. I wash one wheel at a time, but if you could do all four together if you wanted to. The products I use are two products from a company called KKD, and they are Verum Iron Fallout Remover and Breakaway Non-Acid Wheel Cleaner. I follow the instructions on the bottle and dilute the breakaway 5:1, but you can use it neat if your wheels are heavily soiled. I always dilute it and haven't any issues at all doing it this way. I use a separate bucket full of warm water, as I recommend not to wash the paintwork with the same bucket you use for the wheels. And I also use a detailing brush. I've seen some other brushes that I'm going to purchase soon called Wheel Woolies, and I've been recommended these from a friend who has his own car detailing business and can't recommend them enough. They are linked into the description below as well. Make sure you don't wet the wheels, as you want the product to have direct contact on all the dirt and grime that has formed. First thing we're going to do is spray the Verum Fallout Remover liberally onto the wheel. I then leave it for a minute or two and try not to let it dry. If it does, just apply some more of the product. Once applied, the Verum spray will then start to turn purple as it goes mental and starts taking effect, eating into all the iron filings and brake dust that is caused from when you brake. This is also why I only clean one wheel at a time, and it makes it easier for me to keep on top of what I'm doing and not miss anything. Once a minute or two is up, we can then wash it off using a jet wash. The jet wash I use is the Karcher K5 Power Control Car and Home model. If you're interested in seeing more about this pressure washer, drop me a message in the comments below and I can do a full review of it in another video. At this point, the wheel may look a lot cleaner, but it will still have some of the more stubborn brake dust and dirt still on the alloy. Now we're going to use the KKD breakaway product to cover the wheel completely in the spray and make sure you get into all the drums and all over the wheel. Leave it to start to take effect for a minute or two, and then I get the brush and go all over the spokes, faces, into all the nooks and crannies of the alloy in the wheel, and this is where the Wheel Woolies brushes will make things a lot easier when I get them. Don't forget to wash the brush in the water to get rid of any dirt, as you don't want to be trying to clean the wheel with a dirty brush. Once you have cleaned all the way around and you are happy, you can then wash the wheel down, again using the pressure washer. Then I repeat this on the other three wheels before moving on. Next we are going to use the Auto Glim Polar Blast Snow Foam as a pre-wash with the Karcher Spray Lance adapter and the bottle. You get one with the K5 pressure washer, but I find the water tank is too small. I purchased this one with a larger water tank from Amazon for a very moderate price. The reason I use a snow foam is, let's say the car is covered in dirt and I just wanted to clean the car with a sponge or a wash mitt. I would be rubbing all the little dirt particles into the paintwork, possibly leaving swirl marks and scratches. I certainly don't want, and I'm sure you don't want either. If you look at the water tank on the side, it has lines, each one indicating 100 millilitres. I fill the snow foam to roughly about 150 millilitres and then add 200 to 250 millilitres of hot water. I have found that the hot water produces thicker foam which sticks to the car a lot better. The idea of this process is to cover the entire car in foam, allowing the foam to work in and lift off the dirt of the car. I leave this on for around 10 minutes, then once the 10 minutes is up I rinse off all the foam and we are ready to move on. To wash the car after the pre-wash, I usually use the 2-bucket method, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with and use already. If you aren't, let me explain. What this method is You get one bucket filled with clean warm water and the other filled with warm soapy water using a car shampoo of your choice. Then the idea is that using a wash mitt, you dip it into the soapy water and then wash the car. Once you have washed the section of the car, wash off the mitt in the clean water, thus washing off any grit particles on the mitt, keeping the soapy water and the mitt grit free and allowing the non-soapy water to be changed when it gets dirty, which in turn avoids scratching the paintwork. However, since I have had the pressure washer, I use the brush attachment that comes part of the pressure washer accessories. This is used in conjunction with the bottle of the car shampoo that comes with the pressure washer, and also you can buy this separately. The bottle sits on top of the pressure washer and automatically will be mixed into the water as you use the pressure washer. I have found this to be very useful and easy to use, as there is a constant supply of water passing through the brush. As soon as it picks up any dirt, it is washed off the car straight away, and the bristles on the brush are designed not to scratch the paintwork of your car. Once I have washed the entire car, I rinse the car off and move on to the drying stage. I go through a several step process when drying. Firstly, I use the Kent Car Flexi silicone blade. You may have seen this blade being used in various hand wash car wash garages in the past. They're very good at getting the majority of the water off the car. I go around the entire car starting from the roof and then moving downwards. Then secondly, I use the Kent extra large microfiber cloths, which are really easy to use. Simply just run the cloth over the car and it absorbs the water quickly and effectively. No need to put any kind of effort into this. And they are a very good size as well. Thirdly, I use the Glart super absorbent microfiber cloths to go over the car and ensure the car is completely dry and get into those hard to dry places. So the next stage is in claying. At least once, maybe twice a year, I will clay my car, which removes any contamination from the paintwork that can collect on the car over time and gives it a very smooth finish. If you don't know if you should clay your car or not, then once you have cleaned and dried your car, run your hands over the bodywork. And if it feels rough and bitty under your fingers, this means you need to clay your car. This process will take time and if not done properly, it can damage your paintwork. The clay I use is Built Amber Smoothing Clay Bar. What you will need is a spray bottle of water to spray into the paintwork and a small bucket of water, as you need to keep the clay wet at all times. Break off an amount of the clay so that when it is wet, you can flatten it out so it is twice the size of a 50p coin. Simply select the small area of the car you want to clay, spray the area with the clean water, wet the flattened out piece of the clay bar, and then gently rub it over the area, ensuring the clay bar is wet at all times and doesn't stick to the paintwork. What this will do is pick up all the contaminants on your paintwork, leaving it smooth to touch. And what you need to do is keep folding over the area you've just used so you don't rub any of the grit that has just been picked up back into the paintwork. Then rinse again and dry using more microfiber towels, and then I'll move on to the polishing stage. Now if you need to remove any swirls or scratches from your paintwork at this stage, I suggest using T-Cut or Maguire's Ultimate Compound. To polish my car, I do this entirely process by hand. It does take a lot longer than using an electric polisher or buffer, but I do it by hand as I can control this phase easier and it's something that I've always done. Next I use Zano Z2 Pro Car Polish. This is an awesome polish and sealant. I've used many others in the past and this has to be hands down the easiest one. It adds a lovely deep glossy shine to the car and it makes the car really pop. It's as easy as applying a small amount to the applicator pad. I use these pure definition green foam pads, but you can use any applicator pad you may have. Then working on one area of the car at a time, rubbing the polish and cover the entire area in circular motions. I then leave it for about 5 to 10 minutes until the area has gone hazy, and then taking a small microfiber cloth, I buff the area to a high glossy deep shine. It is that easy, and that makes the process all the more enjoyable and is the main reason to do this by hand, as I get real satisfaction from doing this and seeing the end result. I repeat this entire process around the entire car, one panel at a time, until the entire car has been polished and sealed. You can repeat this process as many times as you want. I have in the past done this 2 or 3 times to give the car a deeper shine. You can also use this on any external plastics that you may have on your car to bring them back to life and give them a darker, newer look. Now when it rains, you will notice that the rain will bead on the paintwork, and that is the Zano Z2 providing the protection to the paintwork. You may only need to do this 3 or 4 times a year, or until you notice that the rain is no longer beading. Now for the glass, I like to use Rain X rain repellent. Now this may be something that you've never thought about doing in the past, but trust me when I say protecting and polishing your glass will make a whole world of difference. And then the next time it rains, it will make the rain bead just like the paintwork, and I've actually driven in the rain without the use of my wipers before. I apply a coating of Rain-X to all the windows, both rearview mirrors and lights, applying a small amount to a clean microfiber cloth and then buff it into the window. I like to do this at least 3 or 4 times to give a longer lasting protection. The last thing I like to do is apply Zano Z8, which is a final sealant spray. You spray it on and wipe off with a clean microfiber cloth. There is no buffing or waiting for it to dry. It helps keep that wet, glossy look and is what I do each time I wash the car until I have to polish it again in a few months, as it helps get rid of any drips or watermarks that may be left in the car. So, in summary, once or twice a year I will clear the car. Every 6 months I will polish the entire car using Zano Z2. Then every week or two I will either 2 bucket wash it or use a pressure washer brush adapter. Apply Rain-X to the windows and finally apply Zano Z8 to ensure the paintwork is protected. So as you can see, the weekly clean takes nowhere near as long as the yearly or the 6 monthly full detail. Now I do clean the inside of my car using other cleaning, dressing and protection products and methods. And if you're interested in seeing this, please leave a message in the comments and I'll make a video of my internal cleaning process. Every single product I use in this video is in the description below, so if you want to use the same products or copy what I do, then please feel free. Now as you can see, the car looks outstanding now at the end compared to what it was like at the beginning, as I'm sure you agree. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd like to say a big thank you for you watching if you had stayed and watched until the end of the video. So let me know what you think. Are you going to get any of the products? Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see what I can do from home. I'd really appreciate it if you like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you next time.